us now to discuss are Mark Geis, the former police chief in Colorado, and Matt Larosiere, joining us live as well, a civil rights attorney. Good to see everyone here, and thanks so much for coming on. Before I start this story off, I want to say the U.S. Secret Service agency has denied involvement. They sent in a statement saying the U.S. Secret Service records confirmed the agency did not provide protection to any member of the Biden family in 2018, and that the Secret Service had no involvement in this alleged incident. So we've got them denying it. We've got these two sources that say it did happen. Mark, I'll start with you. For what's being alleged here, how big of a deal is it if the Secret Service did indeed get involved, as the story alleges?
Well, I think the bigger deal here is the fact that we have Hunter Biden's father, President Biden, wanting to come after our Second Amendment rights when it's just another example of those that are in the that are in charge or wanting to have a different rule for them than for themselves. Hunter Biden's alleged trying to buy a gun. It's going to be an illegal purchase. From everything I've read, it falls within that purview, and I think that, it's nothing more than those that are in the know or those that are in the Beltway get special treatment, and those that are outside of it, the average citizen across America, you know what, we're going to come take your gun. And I just think that's completely inappropriate on on anybody's behalf.
Yeah, Matt, I'll go to you on this because I think what Mark is pointing out is when you go and get a gun, there's a background check. They're going to ask you if you had drug use on it. Hunter Biden allegedly said on this no to that question. That would have been a lie on a background check. What happens if Mark did this or myself did this? Matt, explain that to us.
Well, frankly, usually these things aren't prosecuted, but as you know, we have a vastly overstuffed criminal system where there are millions of felonies virtually. And so, yeah, you'd be a felon. And if somebody, chose to investigate it or something, you'd wind up in very deep trouble. And yeah, that's the reason I care about this, too. It's also interesting to see the Secret Service inserting themselves because this is the purview of the ATF. And I actually run a gun shop as well. And if anyone but the ATF were asking for my documents, I would be extremely suspicious.
Why do you think that the store owner, according to the Politico story, refused to turn over any information about the gun purchase, and why would you do so?
Because it's specifically there, and these are all the things that they drill into your head, once you're a licensed gun dealer, who those documents are there for. You are to hand them over to the ATF if you turn in your license or if the ATF asks for them. So if, the local sheriff came by without any go-ahead from the ATF, I would be terrified if I handed them over and then the ATF said, hey, where's my documents? It would put me in a very odd position.
Mark Geis, your thoughts on that, and again, something that you pointed out of something you care about, and you being a former police chief, because you bring up an interesting argument that in wake of the recent shootings in Boulder, Colorado, Atlanta, Georgia, there's this push for national gun reform, and then you have a story like this reported by Politico that the President of the United States, who is pushing for gun reform, has a son that lies about the gun purchase, potentially using drugs or not, but saying he hasn't, to obtain this gun. Possible laws broken, again, according to this story. Your thoughts on this, Mark?
Well, I think that's exactly it. I mean, you have Hunter Biden, who is allegedly lying about his past drug use and falsifying an official government document, and then wanting to have preferential treatment in how that's dealt with. Secret Service